What is up, my dudes and that one girl's ready to get dirty? This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos are coming weekly. Ring that bell, you know when they drop. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Carlo communicator or save some money on some Beyond Riders gear or some Hogworks gear? Then you should definitely check my referral links down below. Want to support me and all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Bam! Then you should become part of the Brew Crew and join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, next to those 10,000 Amazon affiliate links that also go to a good cause is a link explaining what I do with your money. Get it, got it, cool, let's move on. All right, guys, so today we're going to be getting into sanding, prepping, and getting this stuff ready. I think we're also going to prime it up today and get it ready for paint. The paint came in. I'm super excited about that. So hopefully within the next week, depending on how weather goes, because right now it's been raining in the morning and I know humidity can affect paint and I don't want to mess this up. We'll see, hang in there. Nonetheless, I've got my three parts. I've got my little side panel here, that's for the left side. I've got my front fender and I've got my rear fender. What I have done off screen that you guys did not see is I just removed all the parts like the tail lights and the wiring and the license plate frame. And I cleaned everything up with some brake cleaner just to get it prepped and ready for sanding. First thing we're gonna do is try and smooth out some of these scars that it has. I did bang on these dents a little bit to try and bring them out just a wee bit, like minimize them. But again, I'm gonna be running a 2-up seat. You're not even gonna be seeing these, so I'm not really sweating it. I just wanna get rid of all these like different scars and smooth everything out so it's ready for primer. So I've got my palm sander and I'm ready to dive in. Right now I am using 120 grit to smooth this out. We'll see how that goes. I've got a whole stack here. The goal is to get this up to 600 grit so it's ready to take primer and it'll still look smooth and clean and neat and all that stuff. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through a couple different levels of grit. I'll check in with you as we do that. So let's go. The doctor will see me now. All right, so there's a couple goals here, and that is to smooth out any damage that's going on, to get rid of any shiny paint, because primer and paint doesn't stick to shiny paint, and just getting this fully prepped. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of brake cleaner and see how we made out just now. Basically, just looking for dull appearance and things to be kind of smooth, which so far looking good. If you notice, when I'm sanding, I'm always moving. I don't want to create any extra damage. I don't want to dig out anything that doesn't need to be dug out or burn anything. So just always moving, trying to keep everything level and smooth. That scar actually feels pretty damn good already. I'm gonna hit this stuff with a little bit of sandpaper by hand, only because, yeah, not able to get in there with the palm sander. But so far, so good. So let's carry on. All right, onwards and upwards to the next one. We're just doing the 120 grit right now. Fresh pad on there. And we're gonna go through the numbers same time, right across the board. So yeah, a little bit at a time. Let's go. All right, next layer done. Let's hit that with some brake clean and see what we got. So for me, this is always the most stressful part of any project, which is like point of no return. I'm now literally sitting here going, oh crap, there's no way to rescue this paint now. It's we are past the point of no return. I either have to do a good job or this is gonna look like crap. And it's like, I'm always like, would have just been better if I left things alone. So I always get that bit of insecurity going on when you're doing stuff like this. At least I do. And makes me a little nervous, but whatever. Like I said in just the last video, worst case, if it looks like crap, still ride it up to Laconia and make it happen. But the difference is, you know, in the winter, I'll strip it all off, strip all the tins off and send them out and have them professionally painted. We'll see how that goes. Nonetheless, I got out a lot of the scarring, or I should say I just made a lot of that scarring smoother. And we're gonna go up to the next sandpaper, obviously, next grit, smooth this out a little bit more. Like I said, we're aiming for 600 as our stopping point, and that's when we're gonna start primering it. So let's do it. All right, so we're jumping up to 150. I don't know if I have to be that incremental in bumping up. I don't know if I could just jump to like, you know, 200 or something. I just want to be careful. So yeah, you're gonna see me go through a couple different sheets of sandpaper, and I'm okay with that. I want this to be as smooth as I can get. Nothing too crazy, but let's go. So again, as I'm sanding this, I'm trying to work with the line, so I'm doing like these full movements from side to side, top to bottom, and that's mainly just so I can try and avoid any sort of like grooves or anything like that, where if I'm just staying in one spot over and over again, be kind of drilling down into the paint here but not here. I'm also not using a lot of force on that sander. I'm pretty much just letting the sander do the work, and I'm guiding it back and forth. Like I'm not grinding down on that. So yeah, it's a matter of time. All right, welcome to 220 grit. Let's do it. I mean, that's just nice and smooth now. That was a pretty bad scar and you can't even feel it. So I'm not sanding the underneath. I'm sure some of you have noticed that. You probably lighten up the keyboard, whatever. That is just kind of like a little hidden Easter egg. I'm gonna leave that because that is the color that Ed painted this bike all those years ago. So I want to leave a little bit of him on there as well. And you know, that was the purple that he liked. That was the purple that he wanted. So it's something you'll find if you look for it. It's there. Can definitely feel a few little nicks and stuff on this fender. Again, I'm not really worried about that. I don't really have show bikes. I just want things to look fairly decent. So, you know, a few little imperfections I'm good with. And some of the stuff is going to be straight up hidden by the seat or lights and stuff like that. So I'm not even worried about it. So let's get on to the next grit. All right, we're at a 320 right now, so let's go. Not really working on doing the best job with the brake cleaner either. Just trying to get that layer of dust off so I can see where I'm at currently and, you know, on to the next grit. So yeah, not a perfect job there. Even through the gloves, you can definitely feel it getting smoother and smoother. It's pretty sweet. Like that was another scar and that's pretty much gone. There's a few little chips like right there. I'm okay with that. You're not even gonna see that plastic boot that rivets on goes here, and this actually kind of goes under the bike, so not concerned about that. Some chips there, but that's where the light and the license plate holder goes, so you're not gonna see that. Overall, it's coming out nice. How gray is my shirt right now? Oh, that's gray. We're on to the 400 grit now, and then next is 600, and then we're getting ready for primer. It's gonna be interesting to see how I edit this video, because let's be honest, like going through all this sanding is way crazy mundane. Let's do it. Getting close to the finish line. Oh man. Always make sure the nozzle's not pointing at your face before you use this. Ugh. Seems like that would be painful. Being kind of sloppy with the brake cleaner has actually been kind of an advantage when I'm sanding. I can see some run marks from it, and I just sand to the run marks, they're gone. And then I know I've gotten all the metal. All right, 600 grit, let's go. A little bit of ripping in the sandpaper, but I still made it work. Just lost a little chunk, it's fine. All right, let's get some clean towels. Cool. I'm gonna do a lot of cleaning here, so there's less dust. And then we're gonna get this set up and we're gonna prime these. So hang out, let's get some primer done. All right, a few things happened off camera. Let's catch you up. First and foremost, I washed everything down with water, got it clean, got the residue off. I then went through, let it all dry, get it up on boxes, and then cleaned it up with some lacquer thinner, just to make sure that, you know, everything's off, all the residue. And then I took a tack cloth and I went through and just made sure that there's no lint, specks of dirt, nothing like that hanging out. We also moved outside, and that's just because I don't want overspray all over my bikes and stuff like that. It's supposed to rain maybe in like 2 hours. So I'm hoping to get the primer on. It's just a couple coats, let it dry for a little bit, and then move it into the garage where it can dry for another couple days before we apply the actual paint color. So as you can see, just shaking up my primer. It should be ready any second. We're gonna do about 2 or 3 coats, and according to the instructions, it's 2-in-1 filler sandable from Rust-Oleum. According to the instructions, you wait about 2 minutes in between coats, so we're gonna be doing that as well. And let's see what we can do. I'd say this is probably just about ready. Let's go. Also, I should have been wearing this mask from the start. I'm sure my lungs are filled with dust right now, but yeah. So learn from me, wear a mask when you should. All right, first coat, I'm not worried about this too much, but when you are primering, you should just keep going in one direction, like, you know, left to right, top to bottom, whatever you want to do, as long as you're staying consistent with that pattern. As you can see, you can still see the purple and all that fun stuff in this paint. That's because we're supposed to be doing light coats. This is going to prevent it from weeping, running, any of that stuff you don't want to happen. So that's our first coat. We're just going to let it sit for a moment, and then we're going to go back to it. And then I'm going to get better about doing the, you know, left to right, and that's it. Also, if you notice, I never really took my finger off the button. Like, I didn't go psst, psst, because you always get a little extra paint when you like hit that button over and over. So I just want that nice consistent flow all the way through. So I hold down the button, left, right, keep going, let's do it. All right, so we got about 2 minutes on the clock. I'm just shaking this can pretty much the whole time. I want to keep it well mixed. So let's get the next coat on. Overall, we're gonna put coats on here until we can't see through the primer anymore, and maybe just a little bit more than that, because I do want to hit it with a little bit of 600 grit sandpaper again before we actually paint the bike. So we're gonna keep going on this. All right, that's another layer down. We're getting there. It's getting grayer. You're not able to see that purple as much anymore. Yeah, gonna let this sit for a little bit just to make sure it's good. And again, once this is all dry, it's set, I'm probably gonna give it a couple days just so it's good. I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna hit it with 600 grit sandpaper just to smooth it out a bit and make sure it's ready for paint. All right, we're back. Let's go. All right, so far so good. Say we probably got about another layer or two we're gonna pop on there. I have noticed a few flaws around like the rivets here. You're not gonna see them, or you'll barely be able to see them, so I'm not sweating that. Said it a million times already, I don't really have show bikes, so I just want this bike to look pretty good. Who knows what it'll look like when it's done sanding as well, although I'm sure like miracles are not gonna happen. You're gonna see that. That's fine, I'm good with that. Overall though, I'm not seeing any runs yet. I'm not seeing any sort of weeping or anything like that. So it looks like I'm getting a nice even coat, and it's been going on pretty clean. This type of primer will be a little bit rough because it is a filler and it's meant to be sandable. So it's supposed to fill in some of those little marks that you see, and it is meant to be sanded before you put on the paint. So I'm not looking for a smooth finish here. I'm just looking for a nice coating, and I'm looking to make sure that there's no old paint showing through, there's no metal showing through, nothing like that. I just have a nice even gray coat here. And I'm also trying to get it done before it starts raining. So yeah, well, let's shake that a little bit. And I think we're gonna be getting back to work. All right guys, I'd say that's all she wrote on the primer. So we're gonna let this dry for a little bit, then we're gonna get inside the garage, and then we're gonna sign off from there. So again, for you guys, this is gonna be an instant. All right guys, so everything was fairly dry, so I moved it inside the garage, beat the rain just so it can dry okay. This is where it'll sit for the next couple days, just so it can get nice and hard, and it'll get ready for me to go through and sand it one more time before we apply paint. So I hope you loved watching a whole video on watching paint dry. Nah, I guess we did some other stuff too. We did some sanding and priming and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this bike is coming along. I'm very excited about this. Probably next video we're going to do the paint, or there's some stuff on the bike that needs to get done before these parts go back on, so I might do that. We'll see where my schedule is. But until then, how do you like it? Sound off down below, let me know. Is there anything I completely screwed up? Is there anything that you might actually go forward with when you're painting? I don't know. Let's start any conversation. How's your day going? And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dude you know who's like, I wish I knew how to paint the wrong way. Right here, bro. Just watch me. He loves this stuff, trust me. I'll see you all on the flip side.